Welcome back to the final segment of Investing with Confidence, talking about retirement accounts, income accounts, or retail accounts, how us as average investors can trade like Wall Street or the all Wall Street elite, not against them. And by doing that, you need a strategy. You need a strategy that's designed to teach you to follow them, to teach you where the big banks are moving these markets. An Online Trading Academy, the sponsor of Investing with Confidence, has Course Strategy, which is designed to teach you how to follow those and have the potential for income during those working years, or the potential to protect and grow your wealth accounts, which is 401ks or 403bs. If you happen to miss that investing class that we do right here in Bloomington or virtually, you can just, let's call. You can call 952-814-4410. And we'll pick a date for you on that. Otherwise, you can go to otamin.com, which is our website. That's otaminn.com, and register for one of these classes virtually or right here in Bloomington. Now, Al, as we continue that discussion about retirement techniques and strategies, you need a personal financial blueprint or a plan. I mean, think of it. I mean, just to paint a picture. I used to be in construction, and I used to build roads and bridges and ponds and all that stuff, dig footings for schools and all these different places. And it wasn't just, hey, go push some dirt over here or go dig a hole over here. It was, here's the blueprint. Here's how to follow that. Here's the elevations you need to follow. And then you follow and you go do that. And you go stake it out, and then you start moving dirt and digging holes and stuff like that. Well, the same thing in your finances. You can't just go and buy stock or just buy mutual fund. And that's really no plan of gain or loss. That's the definition of crazy, right? Now, think about it a little bit differently. Have a personal financial plan, knowing where you want to get into your positions, a strategy as far as where to get out, as we talked about in the first and second segment. There is potential opportunity in up and down markets in the long-term picture. So not just that small, that slow buy and hope strategy or buy and hold strategy, which over time doesn't really do that well. I mean, think about it this way too. If you're listening right now, and do you feel like you have enough for retirement? If the answer is no, it's because you're in a strategy that's not really designed for you. It's designed for your broker or your advisor because of the fees, right? Talk a little bit more about that plan on how to create that within your retirement accounts.
Yeah, well, you were talking about building when you were in the construction business. If you're building a house and somebody else is building a skyscraper, they're different plans. Each plan is unique to what the end result should be, and that's the same thing with a plan, a financial plan. It's unique. You're unique, and that plan should be built around you, your uniqueness. Where are you now? Where do you want to be in the future? What are your goals? And then we can help you to identify the right assets and strategies to help bridge that gap between where you are now and where you want to be. This is really important. A plan is probably the most important thing that you should have, a proper plan that is unique to you. And we actually have classes where we teach you or show you how to put a proper plan together.
And it really starts in that investing class, virtual or right here in Bloomington.
Exactly. And this is important. Most of you are familiar with Investors Business Daily, the newspaper. William O'Neill, who was the founder of that, he said this: the whole secret to winning in stock markets is to lose the least amount possible when you're not right. Well, you have to follow a plan to make sure that happens. And remember this, you do not have a proper trading system or a proper plan unless you know exactly when you will get out of a trade before you enter it. You have to know in advance what the worst case and the best case scenarios are, and then be prepared for both. Remember, as I said before, there's two exits. There's one if you're wrong, and there's one if you're right. And if you can identify the quality positions, both for exiting if you're wrong and exiting if you're right, that's going to get you to that point where you feel confident. The quality of both, the entries or the exits, depends on identifying the proper price to enter a position. How do you do that? Well, that's where the institutions come in. We have a strategy called Course Strategy, which really is designed to get you on the back of the elephants, of the big players. It's just following them. It's riding right along with them because they're showing us everything. And here's the important thing. You mentioned, I think maybe back on the first segment, not chasing price. The institutions don't chase price. No, they don't. And the reason they don't chase price is because they know that price will come back to them. So if they get into a position and then not all of their position is filled and the price keeps going up, they just sit back. They sit on their hands. They wait for the price to come back down. Then more of their trade gets filled. So we're just using that same strategy. We're not going to chase price either. We're going to wait until the price comes back to a point where the price that we pay has the lowest risk with the highest profit potential and the highest probability of working out. That almost always happens at a point where the price turns, where the turning point in price, which is caused by the big players. If you can be ready when that happens, that's when you have those quality trades. And that's what our core strategy does. It teaches you how to identify that, identify where the next trades are going to be. You know what? And actually, you said once before, you said we can't beat them, so join them. Mm-hmm. In a way, we have a potential possibility of beating them because we can get in and out of a trade 100%, whereas they can't. They can only get part of a trade filled at any one time. So, and I'm not saying that you're going to beat them,
yeah.
but it's easier for us to get into and out of a position than it is for somebody that has 4 or 5 or 10 million shares of a company.
Yeah, I like how you said the potential possibility. You know,
yeah.
Anything is
maybe
possible.
potential.
Just like our good friend Kevin Garnett said when he won the NBA Finals. Unfortunately, it was with the Boston Celtics. But you know what, Al? It all starts with an investment plan. If you don't have a plan of strict rules that just say where to get in your price, and as I was talking about where to get out, you don't have that potential. So it's all about having that plan, following it, and then that strategy that Online Trading Academy has, the sponsor of Investing with Confidence, has that strategy that's designed to find it, to find those institutions where those buyers and sellers are, and then have the potential to really jump on their coattails. So if you want to come to one of these investing classes to see how that's done, see what it's actually supply and demand at its finest, which is the law of supply and demand.
Right. Yeah, that's something that can't be argued, and that's what you want to use, something that is factual.
Yeah, kind of like the law of gravity. It can't be broken, right? So all you got to do is just text the word invest to the number 484848. You're going to get a link back in a text, which is otamin.com. That's otaminn.com. So if you can go on your computer, you can just do that. These classes are very nice and short. You can do them from home. They're 45 minutes when they're virtual. You can also come into our center here in Bloomington. Al teaches these. I teach these as well. And see how these markets work. See how to have the potential to create your own plan and have investments that are right for you, not them. So, Al, we keep talking about, how to manage your own capital, especially like during retirement. And I was teaching a class last week, and we were talking about financial freedom, what that really looks, and everybody has a different definition of financial freedom, but everybody is striving for that, mm-hmm. right? But a lot of people think trading and investing is, glued to your computer. You have to look at it all day long, right? Well, you know what? You're probably going to think about it, which is fine, but have a strategy that's designed to let the computer execute that for you. So how does somebody work, not smarter, or that term I should say, let me backtrack a little bit, that term work smarter, not harder.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to turn it a little bit different. How about working right? How does somebody do that?
Right. Well, here's how we have our students do that. We have them follow a set of rules. Part of that plan is a set of rules, and that is set in stone. You have to follow step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. You go through those steps, and at the end of those steps, it's going to tell you, it's going to give you an indication of whether this is a quality trade.
It's like a scoring system.
It is a scoring system, and it also will come up with an alert if it's a bad trade for you. And the biggest enemy that you have as a trader or investor is yourself.
And think about that confidence that'll help you build when you have something guiding you through that strategy.
Right. Yeah, and knowing if I'm doing this wrong, it's going to tell me, hey, you've done this wrong. So following a set of rules is really critical to being successful. And also that plan, in addition to having the set of rules you follow for any trade that you are doing, any investment, any trade, regardless of what it is, if it's a stock, if it's a mutual fund, if it's a Forex trade, a futures trade, an options trade, you simply follow those same steps. The second part of a big plan, of a good plan, proper plan, is what is the right asset for you to trade to achieve your goals? Are they short-term goals? Are they long-term goals? What is your makeup? What's your personality like? Because there are different assets that might fit your personality and your uniqueness better. We can help you to identify those, but that's part of that plan. Then you learn what those assets are. You learn the peculiar things that are for each one of those, and you learn how to use them in the best way possible.
Yeah, and we've covered a lot of different things here on Investing with Confidence. We talked about all these different asset classes, these different stocks, options, futures, forex. And it may sound like a lot. We're trying to get a lot of information out to you right now. When you come to these investing classes, we really break it down, and you find out which one is right for you. What is your goal? What is the right asset that has the potential for that goal? Right. And, just that kind of leads into my fourth rule of success is you have to be patient. Impatience is weakness, right? So you have to be patient with working on your goals. You can't be strong all the time. You will have ups and downs, but Online Trading Academy has specialists to help with that. We have different trader groups, different trader sessions, like-minded people making investments and different types of decisions together to help you make confident decisions. Come to one of these investing classes. That's where you start. Call 952-814-4410 for an investing class. Virtually, it's only 45 minutes, or right here in Bloomington. Or you can just go to our website, otamin.com. That's otaminn.com. And come to one of these investing classes. They're free. Al, you have some great words of wisdom. Today, let's hear the OTA tip of the week.
You know what, Josh? The majority of the Online Trading Academy students wish they would have started earlier. You can avoid having to say that by starting now. I think there are a lot of you out there that might be thinking, we've missed the big opportunities. It's just too late. Well, look, we're in a global economic environment that's going to provide many, many more big opportunities. There is always a bull market somewhere. Don't worry about not being successful all the time. You don't have to be. You won't be successful 100% of the time, but if you don't try, you will be unsuccessful 100% of the time.
That's true. And what's in the past, that's actually gone right now. What you do today could impact your life. Call 952-814-4410 or text the word invest to the number 484848 for a free investing class, 45 minutes online or right here in Bloomington. As always, same time, same place next week. Until then, retire young, my friends.